I knew this was going to happen, y'all, because today's channel message feels very specific. Matter of fact, a lot of people may not resonate with this message, but nonetheless, I still have to deliver it. So, let me paint the picture for you. Y'all know how there's a lot of spiritual teachers out there. There's a lot of advice coaches, mentors, consultants, shamans, gurus, healers. There's a lot of us out there, right? This ain't the only channel. And whether it's a metaphysical group, whether it's a spiritual community, whether it's a religious community, you know, against popular belief, it's common for people to want to feel as if everybody in that position can give you undivided attention. Let's just be 100% real with each other and honest with each other. If you are supporting anyone, whether it's your pastor, whether it's a spiritual teacher, whether it's a leader, whether it's a celebrity, whether it is anyone, every last single person supporting that individual wants to feel like they are seen. They want to feel as if they are heard. They want to feel as if what they're getting behind or what they are supporting is going to reciprocate at some point that undivided attention, that special attention. And based off of who you may have personally encountered, whether it was a Reiki healer, a spiritualist, a pastor, whatever product came from your following or your support or your generosity, you're going to compare where you've been, where you are now, and what you will either support or won't support. Because from a viewer's perspective, your attention is powerful. Your attention should give you some type of reciprocity. I don't care if it's reciprocity where they give back to you in conversation, whether they respond to emails, comments, whether at the end of the service they are at least willing to have a one-on-one with you, sit with you and let you know that they are still invested in the community, right? Still invested in the environment, the thing that you guys support, because you are building with those people. So there's nothing wrong with desiring reciprocity, to put your mind at ease, to clarify certain things for you. Maybe you have a bad feeling when someone in leadership or something like that refuses to clarify and put your mind at ease about where they stand or what their belief systems are, or what their purpose is. You know, maybe at times you feel like you got to regroup and think about, is this something that you want to get behind? Is this behavior? You know, you have to examine the figure that you're supporting, that you're being generous with, that you're giving to, that you're loving. Because you, whoever this message for, you are someone that treats people the way you want to be treated. If you know that you are someone that treats people the way that you want to be treated, then this message is for you. Very simple. So I'm going to ask you a question. Do you treat people the way that you want to be treated? If you do, drop a green check. Don't be afraid. No tricks here, okay? You wanted to go outside, so you're going to be patient. No. No. Do you treat people the way that you want to be treated? If the answer is yes, drop a green check. Affirm it, because the more you know, it's not about, making the right answer or saying the wrong thing, or, you know, if you affirm where you know you are on your journey, the better you can understand, the better we can understand the topic, the better we can understand the conversation. But if you don't take ownership for how you know how you like to engage with people, the confusion can never be cleared up. You see what I'm saying? Hold on. All right, so we're back. The truth is, if you know that you are looking for somebody just like you, that's going to treat you the way that you want to be treated, the hardcore reality is, if that's what you want, those leaders can't give it to you. Those spiritualists can't give it to you. Whatever reciprocity you are seeking to gain from the attention, devotion, support, fellowship, praise that you give, they can't give it to you. And that is the reality. That is the hardcore reality. Let that sink in. Some people are going to respond and say, I knew it. That's why I don't follow nobody. That's why I don't like nothing. That's why I don't give my attention. Respectfully. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But I'm here to tell you one thing. Even the monks that are in the mountains can't give you special attention. Think about it. The most selfless people that give up everything that they have to spend quality time with Source, the divine, to be in the bush, to be in the mountain, to be on a journey of isolation, they cannot give you the undivided attention that you seek. You are asking a avoidant personality to change who they are authentically into a reciprocal relationship, a reciprocal attachment that comes with a lot of expectation, that comes with a lot of attachments, that comes with residual things. To make time for you when nothing can satisfy an avoidant personality. 9 times out of 10, majority, those that aren't performers, like those that really be out here devoting their life to making sure that they are channeling messages, they are, delivering sermons, okay, ministering to people, sitting in isolation to meditate for the world. The monks, the nuns, the pastors, the priests. That's just the reality of it. Now, are there performers that sign up for those positions for the business side of it, the finesse? Absolutely. But 9 times out of 10 as well, they aren't keeping up with your household issues. The performers are going to keep up with what's going on in your house, what's going on in your how you are living your life. They are going to seek you out and say, "Oh, I love you, I care for you, and so I got to make sure you're doing the right thing." That's control. I came to give you undivided attention because I feel like you need it. I don't want you to lose your soul. That's control. That's a performer. That's finesse. Out your busy day, you're supposed to be talking to God. You're supposed to be sitting down. You're supposed to be meditating. You're supposed to be studying. You're supposed to be discovering and innovating and building things on a macro level. Then for you to turn your gaze on things happening on a micro level and make it personal. Like you were put on an assignment like a crusader to go and clean up the houses of other people. That's a performer. Got too much time on your hands. And so that's where discernment comes in. Being able to discern the difference. Because an avoidant personality don't care what you got going on in your house. An avoidant personality ain't keeping up with you. That's why they were created that way. That's why they have to be selfish with their time, their energy, their expectations. In order for them to sit down or stand up or go within on a regular day-to-day basis in isolation on their own. Nobody's making them meditate. Nobody's making them do it. It's an innate desire. It's an innate desire. And yes, they are magnetic. And yes, they are attractive. And yes, anything in creation gravitates towards them. Do you think it's them, the individual, that they're gravitating towards them too? No. It's the energy source that's connected to them, that's in them. Okay, it's the magnetism, it's the root. Meditation is the path. So what does that mean for whoever this message is for? This means that avoidant personalities do better in the world when they're able to stay close to that divine source, when they're able to connect with that creator energy, God consciousness, Goddess consciousness, whatever you want to call it. When they're able to do that on a regular basis, they are at their happiest. They are in love with the divine. They are in love. And it is a relationship that doesn't have to be maintained. They enjoy maintaining it. They enjoy waking up every single day connecting with it, involving with it, evolving themselves, because you will be forever changed. You realize that the love that you have is being expressed on a day-to-day basis. Not everybody can see it. Not everybody can recognize it. But is that their fault? No. It's not. But if you wanted that avoidant personality to, well, just, lean on me, come to me with your issues. If you wanted that avoidant personality for y'all to draw y'all closer together, you won't be able to satisfy that avoidant personality. Not on your own. You can do cartwheels, you can flip, you can pay for everything in the world, I gave everything, I did everything, and it was never enough. It's because you don't understand the nature of the creature that you're in love with. You're in love with a creature that was built different, created different, in such a way that the moment that you try to change them from that, that's karma. Not karma for them because they're being who they are, but it's karma for you. Where you say, I treated that person, how I wanted to be treated. But did you treat them how they wanted to be treated? Could you love them how they wanted to be loved? Or did you expect this person to change for you? Did you expect this person to, almost want to say for the better, which would mean that due to that control issue, you believe that your way of loving is better, that your relationship style is better, that is good for that they shouldn't be avoiding anything. Let's look up the word avoidant, because I heard something along the lines of, doesn't avoidant mean that you're just running away from stuff? Okay, that's a really great question if someone thought of it. I ain't gonna pretend to be no smart ass. I'm gonna pull up Google and I'm gonna ask me a real legitimate question. What does avoidant means? Whew, this got deep. It says relating to or denoting a type of personality or behavioral characteristic by the avoidance of intimacy or social interaction. Let's go a little bit deeper. Now let's dive into avoidant attachment. What does that mean? So, an avoidant attachment is an insecure attachment style characterized by a high need for independence, discomfort with emotional intimacy, and a tendency to withdraw or shut down during conflict. Stemming from early experiences with emotionally unavailable caregivers. Individuals with this style often suppress emotions, self-soothe, and prioritize self-reliance over relying on others in relationships. Now, how many of you guys grew up in a household where a part of raising children, when a child cries, you don't pick them up? Raise your hand. Go ahead, raise your hand if you agree. All right? So, self-soothing, when you go to parenting classes, they will teach you that you have to allow your child to practice self-soothing. So what does that mean on a mass level? That means that majority of the world that received rearing, okay, or raising during the developmental stages of life were trained to allow children to self-soothe. When they go to daycare, you self-soothe. How many times you walk into the daycare and everybody in the nursery crying? When you go to the hospital, everyone in the nursery crying. And some of them just quiet as I don't know what. And they happy and content in the nursery with everybody screaming and crying. They quiet. That, out of all the pics of the litter, that one child likes it like that. So you have avoidant and you have avoidant attachment. Then let's talk about how many of you were raised in a household or do you know other people that were raised in a household where when you felt discomfort, where hugging each other on a regular wasn't normalized? How many of you were raised in a household where when you didn't want to listen to something, the parent told you, if you talk back, you got in trouble? Or there were things that you just didn't talk about. Now, that's one level of the extreme, right? One level of the extreme is topics, I don't know, that you're not really ready to have, or maybe you may say, oh, you're too young to have that topic or yet, and so you wait. And it's like, I'm uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable for me to have this conversation, so I don't want to have it right now. Or when things get really heightened and there's argument and tension, you just shut down. I don't want to talk about it right now. Because a lot of households, right? Because now we're talking about, we have to go backwards. You may not saw your parents. Oh, I never saw my parents argue. I never saw them fight. I didn't have that upbringing. Maybe they needed to fight. Maybe they needed to argue. But because you were there and they didn't want to put you in a traumatic household, not confronting the issues felt as if you were doing the right thing. And then the child grows up and they don't know how to be intimate because we avoided conflict. We avoided talking about the issue. We couldn't get past it. We put it to bed, but we didn't resolve it. So we can go on and on and on and on and on. But self-soothing is not a bad thing. But we're talking about the masses now, right? Not on a macro level and just your individual household and what happened in your lifetime, but we're talking about in generation after generation. Self-soothing is normal. So let's say you maybe you don't, an avoidant personality is not going to understand why you can't go find something to do with yourself. An avoidant personality or avoidant attachment, they're not going to understand why anytime there's an issue, they got to constantly emotionally to make you feel secure. They're not going to understand that. If there's a problem and they just solve it, they're not going to understand, well, no matter what gender they are, they're not going to understand why you believe that something is wrong with them being independent. Again, not every avoidant personality had a problem. You ever had that one child, maybe a sibling, right? Or maybe a cousin, and they're like, they never want to be held. They never want to be picked up. Matter of fact, when you hold them, they're bothered. When you pick them up, they cry. Those personalities are still avoidant because they do not want personal intimacy. They are born like that. So I'm talking about the ones that are born like that, and that being their personality. And then when they grow up in environments social environments that feel like they're weird or they're awkward because they like it, it says more about the person trying to control and change them to get them to like something that they don't like than it does about the person that's born that way. Maybe they can give love and they can give intimately on a mass level as a celebrity or as a spiritual teacher or as a preacher or as a teacher. They can give to many people and feel happy. Feel like they got their social dopamine hit for the day. And that's about it. That's all they could take. So do you think it's personal when that person isn't able to give you your undivided attention after all you felt you gave to them? Or does it say more about your reaction? Not that your reaction is a problem. No, I don't think your reaction is a problem, because I feel like if you desire someone that has an avoidant personality, the alone time that you have when that person is not around, or they're busy, or they can't talk to you on the phone, or y'all may go days and days and days without speaking to each other, that's an opportunity for you to spend with yourself. If you think about it, it's not a tactic of manipulation for this person trying to get you to chase them. Not every avoidant a personality trait or avoidant personality person wants you chasing them. They don't genuinely want, that's not their intentions. Based off this definition, not even an avoidant attachment wants you chasing them. But there's this stigma that avoidant personalities want you chasing them, and that's the furthest from the truth. That is the furthest from the truth. They're not performing no tactic. They're not trying to get you out your skin and play mind games. That's not what they're trying to do. Now, I've already described to you the difference between the performer. The performer gonna come look for you and then pretend to be avoidant. They don't have that personality trait. They mimic the avoidant personality and then masquerade as being truly like that. But it was always just a game. What the hell is that? Or an opportunity to win you over, collect you, add you to their flock. You know what I'm saying? So they would do things like punish you. Okay? They know more about you individually than they do themselves. That's the one that mimics the avoidant personality. Say, oh, okay, people with that personality gets this, so I want to be like that. So now I need to make myself unavailable. They have to study the avoidant personality. But even they will have mirrored flaws over time. Okay? Idle time will become their playground. They don't know what to do with all that time, all that alone time. So they keep up with people. They keep up with gossip. They keep up with places. They keep up with things. That's how you discern the difference. An avoidant personality offers you an invitation that only you can take advantage of if you see fit. They're not going to make you. Matter of fact, they'll just leave you alone. But if you decide to use that invitation, it will only serve as an opportunity for you to go within and ask yourself why their absence triggers you so much. The karma is yours, after all. It's an opportunity for you to create a sanctuary, for you to go within, for you to connect with a higher source. If become curious, let me see what creator, divinity, source they connected to that got them so fulfilled, that they self-soothing, that got them so satisfied that they don't need much from nobody. Let me check this creator out. Let me check this divine divinity out. And like an Adam, you will bite the apple. Curiosity will either tempt you to bite the apple so you can see clearly, see things for what they are, or you will remain in bliss. And the only thing that's blissful is ignorance. Because the reality of it is, if you aren't with that person because you want to self-reflect, and you being with someone that that gives you enough freedom, enough time for you to heal and self-reflect and regroup, because you're going to have a lot of alone time by yourself, then you have to ask yourself, why are you attracted to this type of person? Are you attracted to this type of person because you want to change them to believe in your belief system? You want to save them from themselves. Oh, this person just didn't have enough attention. If I give them attention, I can help them see that it's better on the other side. It's just because their mom and their dad didn't give it to them. So now you're creating a trauma bond. But you're creating karma for yourself because you're going into it wanting to fix someone else. You ain't attracted to someone that's treating you the way you want to be treated. There is a pattern inside of you that is attracted to someone that's not treating you the way that you want to be treated. Because some part of you feels as if what the avoidant personality has over there is better than what you're getting. Because the ones that are treating you like the way you want to be treated, they're not good enough. And the real question is, why aren't they good enough? Why aren't those options good enough? Why you want something that doesn't want you? Why you want someone that doesn't have attention from you? Why you desire that type of person? So the karma is always going to be for the person that is pursuing someone through love, through profession, through any type of involvement with the desire to change them. So I don't want to change that person. They could be exactly what they are. I just don't like when it's not reciprocated. You never have to like something that's not being reciprocated to you if you went into it trying to love it the way you want to be loved. When you have a child, are you supposed to love that child the way you want to be loved and control how they understand the word love and interact with it? Or are you supposed to love each individual child the way they desire to be loved? If you have a child that's avoidant, are you supposed to force them out of their comfort zone? Oh, you got to socialize. Get out that comfort zone. Get out of that. That's not going to help you fit in with the world. You're forcing your belief system over that person because you want them to fit in, but they were born to stand out. I don't know who I'm talking to today. They were born to stand out. Let's say you have a child that's sexually bicurious, and now you want them to believe that their sexual curiosity is different. Are you supposed to love them to entice them to like the gender that you support? Or were you given that child as an opportunity for you to desire for them what they want for themselves? A true teacher, a true speaker, someone that's giving you advice is always going to encourage you to go after what you want for yourself. They're not going to make it conform. They're not going to tell you that you're wrong. They're going to encourage you to do what you want to do for yourself, because you're the only person that got to live with it. You're the only person that got to date it. But until you understand the nature of the creature, of the person that you desire, until you have figured out who you're with, and you are willing to love them where they are and not change them, not fix them, then you will start to pull back your energy, not accept help from them, not support them, not like them, not engage with them, because now you feel scorned. You feel like, I can't take this. This is mentally overstimulating me. I can't take this. And so now you're doing the avoidant attachment. You are doing the tactic where I'm going to take a page out of your book, and I'm going to treat you how you treated me. Now I'm going to make you stressed. Now you're playing the game. And telling yourself that you're not allowing this person to play game on you. That you're not allowing this person to manipulate you. I don't even want nothing from them. I don't need their help. I don't need to talk to them. I don't need to support them. I don't even like them like that. I trusted them, and they shattered all the hopes and dreams I put into them. They left wounds deeper inside of me that I didn't have before I even dealt with them. And this is all a reaction and a retaliation, because now you see the truth. You were with somebody that was avoided. They had avoidant personality. And now the only way for you to move forward is for you to tell yourself that your trust was betrayed. And now you're wiser and stronger because of it. This blood-sucking person had my attention, had my focus. I gave them everything I had. I did this, I do that. No. Let's not do that. The truth is, you were with someone that triggered you because there was a light and dark aspect about them, a shadow. There was aspects about them that you didn't like, but there was light attributes that you did like. And so you thought that if you continued supporting, if you stuck around, if you did more, if you went out of your way and X, Y, and Z, that eventually that perpetual act of kindness that you were giving, they would one day reciprocate it. And that their identity would change. But they already showed you who they were. So who had the real hidden agenda here? If a person shows you who they are, why would God hold them accountable for being honest? Why would the Creator punish them for being honest? You wanted to use your influence to change someone into loving in a style that works for you. Some of y'all, it was romantic. Others of you, it was just love through support. And when you felt like they were making small steps and making progress to, think like you, behave like you, reciprocate like you, then you want to praise that behavior. Oh, good job, Johnny. You took your first steps. You're behaving like I want you to behave. You're a good boy, good girl. Isn't that what they call positive reinforcement? Isn't that a tactic that's used in education? Right? When you're trying to train a dog. Isn't that an obedient thing? Right? I'm going to praise you when you're doing what I want you to do so you know to keep doing it. I'm going to take away my praise when you're not doing what I want you to do so you know I don't like it. Then I'm going to say, I'm okay with whatever you choose. It's your choice. But the plot, the setup already determines. It's a preconceived notion that I can expect this type of outcome if I make this choice. It's predictable. Because that's the reciprocity. That's the expectation in a give and take. But it doesn't make you feel in control if the person that you are actually, let's say you got with somebody that's just like you. They expect reciprocity as well. It doesn't make you feel in control if they're using the same tactic as you on you. It makes you feel as if they're playing the same game that you're playing. So you have to be with an avoidant personality trait. Because they're the only ones that's not going to want to fucking play that game with you. And you're going to feel some type of way. Because if you got with someone that treats you like the way you treat other people, you wouldn't. I promise you. 95% of the time, that's the opposites that are attracting. I want to be with somebody that don't give a fuck about me. That don't want my attention. And then I want to stick around and I want to teach them the better way. And then I want to stomp my feet. And I want to scream manipulation, gaslighting, and all these different things. Don't talk to me. Don't call me. Don't do this. Don't do that. I cut you off. I take back my energy. That avoidant personality already knows that you're going to do that. This is why I said at the beginning, I already knew this was going to happen. The avoidant personality already knows that that's going to be the retaliation. Whether the avoidant personality is going to the bank, or they're going to the schoolhouse. You ain't responding to emails the way somebody doing. You ain't acknowledging them. You're not saying thank you after a conversation. You're not saying good morning. It's like, oh, wait a minute. You didn't say I said it to you. Why they gotta say it back? Well, that's just common courtesy. So who? Who raised you? Maybe they grew up in a household and they didn't say good morning or good night. That's the rift. Those are the small rifts that come up. You know? And so you keep saying it because you waiting for the day. You feel like every day that they don't say it, or every day they don't respond, or every day they don't read it, or they don't do something that you expect them to do, that they're just building up karma. God gonna get them. What if I told you that the avoidant personality was sent by God for you to go and find time to spend time with God, to sit with yourself, to go inward, for you to observe yourself and your own personality traits and ask yourself, who gave you that program? Who gave you that belief? Who gave you that cultural belief system that you desire to make everyone else conform to? Who gave it to you? Why do you feel like everyone should have to conform? What's the problem? Why you want to date somebody that's like this? And so karma belongs to the person that is trying to love someone to death. And what is death? Transformation. I treated this person like the way I wanted to be treated. I treated them like medicine. But did you love them the way they wanted to be loved? Because if you love an avoidant the way that they want to be loved, if that's not really who you are, you're going to feel like you're getting less than what you put in. I'm telling you that right now. That's how you're going to feel. And it will be an experiment that will either develop you or hinder you. Because avoidant personality spaces or personalities, wherever they create the space, wherever the people are magnetized towards them, it is a space for training, it is a space for development, and it is a space for experience. But you cannot encapsulate, or you cannot be possessive over infinite love. Okay? The Creator's love is not singular. It's plural. It's not mono, it's poly. I know that's a trigger word, that's why I said it. I don't do poly. I don't do that. Big. The love is, you realize the more you sit with the Creator, that how can you really love? You can't love everybody. Or everybody may not love you the same, but you can love everybody. And so it's no longer conditional where you have to do positive reinforcement or negative reinforcement to teach people how to love you. You just give it generously. Generously. You just naturally give it. And you isolate so you can give it to your fucking self. So you can experience it yourself. You self-soothe. Head ass. So you're going to know when you come across an authentic avoidant personality when they don't even try to manipulate you. When they don't try to do positive or negative reinforcement on you. When they don't try to do that, when they don't try to perform that tactic on you, and they accept that you don't want their help, and they accept that y'all don't go well together, and they let you go and they release you back to the universe in love, at that moment you become very aware that they were not the problem. And that's when you came across a true, authentic, avoidant personality. Not the manipulative one that keeps up with what you're doing to see if you are learning your lesson. Transformation in reverse. Allowing. Hold on. My bad, y'all. I had to use the el baño. I don't know if I'm saying that right. The powder room. What y'all call it? El baño. The bathroom, goddammit. I had to use the potty. Different strokes for different folks. That's why. Sorry about that. I cracked myself up. But yeah, let's get back into this. Let's get back into this this energy. Because ultimately what I feel like Spirit is saying here is, for those of you dealing with these types of personality traits, someone is not trying to manipulate you. Someone is not trying to force you to chase them and play this game with you. And if you feel like you are not gaining influence over a situation, and maybe y'all just don't mesh well together, and you're doing what's best for you, to go your separate ways, you may be right. And I feel like you are proud of yourself. You are proud of yourself, and you have come to a realization that you cannot reconstruct another person or change another person. You can only work on yourself. And I do feel like you will trailblaze something great in your own lane, and you will feel less triggered. You know what I'm saying? And it may take some time, but if you feel like, I don't support this, or I don't support that, or I don't support that leader, or I don't support this, you're doing the right thing. And whatever, energy is being brought to the light, whatever cracking is meant to happen, it may not be meant to, you may not be able, how do I say this? You may not be meant to be cracked open by someone else. Sometimes the only way for you to be cracked wide open is you got to go and sit and create that sanctuary for yourself, because only then, in that space, do you feel like whatever awareness you come to, that you got it yourself. That's what I'm getting here. That's the only time you will allow some type of seed to be grown. Because it feels like, like a number has already been performed on you. So when you come out of certain like childhood experiences, or people in leadership or in the public eye failed to do certain, authority figures failed to protect the integrity of something, can't nobody tell you shit anymore. The only person that could talk to you is God themselves. And I feel like that's also where you're going to feel compensated for the things that were allowed to happen to you in this reality. That's the only place where you're going to find solace with how you choose to respond. And that's the only way you're going to experience the reward of anything that you have endured this lifetime. So I get it. 100%. Take your medicine and drink water. Huh? Well, put some clothes on. Go that way. All right, let's wrap this shit up, shall we? That's why I don't tell people no more. I don't tell people no more to remove the fear or the shackles off their feet. I don't tell people that shit no more. I'ma love you the way you want to be loved. You want to be stressed? You want to live in fear? You want to be overwhelmed? I ain't gonna tell you to quit your job that's stressing you out. I'm gonna tell you to go to work. Because that's what you keep going towards. I ain't gonna tell you to break up with that person or get divorced. You stressed out and you in a high overworked, overstimulated relationship or whatever. I'm gonna tell you to stay in your relationship. That's what you want. You love it. When they say, oh, you got to put the fear of God in that person if you want them to act right, you can't debate with that program. When the fear of God has been put in someone and they riddled in the Nine of Swords energy, that program is designed to protect itself. So anyone that tries, it is designed, it's a spell that's designed to literally protect the person riddled in all of this anguish from being free of it. The only person that can free a person riddled in the Nine of Swords energy is themselves. Okay? Because the moment you start telling them you deserve better, they're going to blame you when they go out there and they go through the hardship. Okay? They're going to say, oh, you told me to leave my relationship. I went out there and I got treated worse than the relationship I was in. Hell no. Stay there. Because your actions speak louder than your words and your minds. Your mind. Because only a person in this energy can free themselves. Only the truth set them free. And if a person is programmed with the fear of God, the truth has to come from God himself. And the only way you're going to hear God tell you this shit is when you sit down with God and you listen to God tell you it. Straight up. I ain't finna wrestle with you. I ain't finna tussle. Go talk to God. Whoever that may be. Because whoever they even dealing with, if this is a love situation, or whoever you dealing with, if it's a love situation, until you get sick and tired of being sick and tired, until you've had enough, you are going to keep trying to get that person to see things God's way. You're going to keep interceding. You're going to keep, you have to have an outside enemy. Oh, it's the in-law that's making it hard for this person to do right. It's the ex that's making it hard for this person to do right. It's the fact that they don't have a relationship with God that's preventing them from doing right. No, they doing exactly what they want to do. Queen of Cups. It's their childhood trauma. They didn't get enough affection. You can't satisfy someone with this personality trait. Transformation. But if you believe that you can, then the weapon gonna be put in your hand. God's gonna put the weapon in your hand and then make you try to beat it into that person, whether it's whichever tactic you use, and then you're gonna turn around and you're gonna say the reason why this is happening to this person is because God don't like this behavior. 10 of Wands in reverse. But what if the person that you want to change was there to be an unmovable force that will leave you forever changed? And that's when they say you met the right one. Made for you. Then you start leveraging. This person wouldn't be nothing without me. I'm the one with the house. Yeah, I helped them get this. I helped them get that. I made their life easier. When I met them, they didn't have nothing. You know, I cleaned them up. I picked them up. Okay. I love them to death. To the point where it always almost killed me. I'm the victim. That's what I see somebody saying. Now, this is either you or someone in your energy. But it's saying that it's you. And it's saying that you have decided to no longer help this person do better, be better, change. But according to the messages that I'm giving, the change isn't for the person that you love to death. Okay, the lesson ain't for them. The karma ain't for them. Four of Cups. Saying that you were stubborn to take a loss, and so you've been trying to make a best of a situation that ain't been favorable, because you felt like you were rescuing someone from their own karma. You felt like you were rescuing them from their financial demise. You were rescuing them from being homeless. You were helping them. And so whatever, the Queen of Cups is emotionally insecure. So they need a lot of emotional reassurance and validation in order to feel secure in their relationship, their marriage, and their home life. The King of Pentacles in reverse is someone that is, y'all may have had conversations. What brought y'all together is they desire to have stability. So this is the potential of what they would like to have, but the truth is they are not where they want to be right now. And they are guarded heavily. They are avoidant emotionally. All they can give you right now is whatever little bit they do have. And you feel like it ain't enough, because you've given them the perfect environment for them to show up for you in the way that you need. But the Four of Cups is saying that they were already emotionally avoidant when you tried to constantly give to them. So that wasn't a secret. So what's to come is it's like you leave me no choice, but I gotta stop helping you. You leave me no choice, but this ain't my burden. It's not my problem. Seems like the Queen of Cups energy is saying this. Like I'm overwhelmed. I'm stressed. It's killing me. I need to heal. I need to plan for my future. I need to work on me. Two of Cups. And so this person, this avoidant personality, knows that you're saying all of that because you want some attention. You want some healing. You want some of that source. And you're tired of waiting on them to take action, to date you properly, to give to you equally, to give to you like you've been giving to them. You've been waiting for them to love you the way you have loved them. That's not the creature that they are. Okay, so now you got the rod of correction. I gotta correct this behavior. Okay, and this person knows that you're doing this tactic on them because you're trying to turn them into the perfect partner. But you talking about someone this person look like they probably used to get ass whoopings their whole life. That ain't nothing new. Shit, you probably beat them and they love it. They mama probably chased them around with a belt. They're numb to it. They're used to spending time alone. They're used to being punished. They actually prefer it because people leave them alone when they get punished. And when they're in punishment, they let whoever went through all of this situation to make them feel the loss of like, oh, I ain't gonna help you financially, or you gotta figure it out on your own. They're used to that type of retaliation. They're used to it. So it's like being a dead horse. The Lovers in reverse, the Five of Cups in reverse. It ain't gonna be a loss to them because they're gonna tell you what you want to hear. Now they put you in a category where, okay, I'm gonna tell you what you want to hear. I'm gonna give you what you want, and I'm gonna still do what I want to do, and you will never correct my behavior. And that's how you get them out here being in them streets. But they know that you're their handler. That you're their biggest block. So, I don't know, there's some karma going around here. But the karma, for those of y'all who feel like this person getting karma for how they treated you, the divine wants you to know that the rod is in your hand. The weapon is in your hand. You're the one doing it. Because God didn't tell you to do this shit. That's it. That's all. Until next time.